Hey viewers, my name's Kara. I'm your host for Tuesdays here on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we are talking about mental health issues related to our practice. I have a timer going on my phone so that I don't ramble too long because I only have so much room left on this camera and I don't want to get cut off. So, this week's topic comes from Francisco. The topic, of course, will be in the description, and they're asking us to talk about mental health issues. As they said, they've been struggling with mental health issues for a while and have been practicing paganism for a while and finally decided to tell their therapist about their practice, and their therapist's response was less than stellar, and their therapist seems to think that their practice is enabling their mental health issues. And I want to pause right now and say that when we got this topic, this was the first I had heard about this in a little while, but then since we got this topic and I put it in for this month, and nobody knows what's coming up in the upcoming months except the team, so without knowing this, other people have since reached out to me and talked about similar issues with their counselors and therapists, thinking that their practice is detrimental to their mental well-being. So I actually recorded a video about this for my personal channel last week, and it was supposed to go up last week when I did my Pagan Perspective video last week, but I didn't get a chance to make it all public because I only get to the library once a week anymore to do this stuff. So I'm going to be making that video public on my channel today as well when this goes up, so they should be up around the same time. So you can check that out. It was a slightly related topic on my personal channel about happiness and depression and my practice. But anyway, Francisco's question is, for those of us who have had issues that may or may not impede our practice, how have we balanced the mundane and the spiritual, basically, without having one be detrimental to the other? And so, first thing I have to say is that I am really upset and saddened by the fact that there seem to be so many counselors and therapists who are ignorant to practices of paganism and don't realize what it is and that it can be extremely helpful. So my video on my personal channel will go a little bit more into this of how I didn't struggle with the issues that I have now when I started my pagan path, but I'm very glad that my path was already in place when I did, because I already have a strong meditation practice. I already have the practices of grounding and centering and breath work and energy work, which are all major things that the counselor that I saw in college actually recommended that I do. So it was really helpful because I know a lot of counselors and therapists and psychiatrists today who are all, as professionals, they know better than to tell you that your path, just because it's a path they don't understand, is automatically bad for you. Now, I won't say that there aren't people out there who may be struggling mentally and that might have something to do with their interest in this path, or the way that they go about their path might be as a result of that, or the way they go about their path might be making it worse. But it's not fair to say that those of us who are on this path, that the path alone in and of itself automatically makes these things worse, because that's not the case. And a lot of the practices that many of us use are things that psychologists, and I forget the terminology, psychologist versus psychiatrist. They're not the same thing, I know. I always say the wrong one. But I mean counselors and therapists. Things that they recommend, such as meditation and concentration practices and breath work and all of that. These are all things that are beneficial. And that, for those who take it from a faith-based approach, a belief in God or a belief in a higher power can sometimes be thought of as very helpful, because you're putting your problems, giving your problems to a higher being and trusting in that higher force. And many pagans believe in deity and higher forces of that nature, and even those who don't have higher forces that we look up to, and, cycles and concepts and forces and energy that we look up to that instill our lives with such wonderful positive things. So for me, to answer it for myself, the way that I have balanced these things is, besides the meditation practices and things like that, which when I'm having a really bad day I might drop off and forget to do those things or not feel like doing those things, I've been working with a spiritual coach, and I've been, talking more with my personal contacts who are also really into meditation and yoga and stuff like that, and they've been kind of supporting me and remembering that the days that I don't feel like doing those things are really the days that I have to do them, because that's what I need to do. So I have, lately especially, I'm just checking my time here, I've lately been doing a daily meditation practice and doing yoga a couple times a week instead of not at all for a while. And I just also have a self-love practice and a gratitude practice of journaling, things that I appreciate every day, things that I'm grateful for every day, and telling myself that I love myself, and doing a lot of breath work and energy work and meditation. Yeah, so I'm repeating myself. Those are the main things that I do, and that in and of itself has helped me so much. So I am glad that I already had my path in place when I started having these issues, because I find it extremely helpful. So again, there will be more on my personal channel video about that. I'm almost out of room on this camera, so I'm going to let you guys go, but I'll see you next week. This is an incredibly important topic to me, and I cannot believe that I've been hearing so many negative things from people about, what their counselors have been saying, and I want to do my part to make that better for everybody. So until next time, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.